I look good.
You look good.
You look good. I'm Lin.
And I'm Jeb.
And we are in a relationship. Oh my gosh, it feels like so long since we've said that. It has been so long since we've said that.
And we apologize, but you will know why by the end of this video.
You probably won't, honestly, but we just been busy and
trying to get settled and being in a new area.
Our windows are rolled down, so if y'all see us looking around and there's a lot of distractions, we're gonna try to edit out as much as possible. But okay, so yeah, y'all probably won't know why, but we just been busy, you know, life happens. But we're back and we have been, you know, what month is this? 8, and we have been adamant about our New Year's resolutions. We've been doing the damn thing for ourselves. We've been doing good. So now we think it's time to start reincorporating YouTube back into our, you know,
daily
regime.
Yeah.
We're gonna start doing this shit for y'all. Yeah. So
we will not give up.
We're not gonna give up. We're gonna do this damn thing for y'all. Like, regardless of if y'all like it or not, we're gonna do it for us because this is what, like, this is a lesson for us. It's a hobby for us. We like doing it. So we just need to learn how to make time for the shit that we want to do for ourselves.
Yeah.
As, like, on top of the shit we have to do.
And then, like, we're always the type of people, everyone's all like, oh, you should have a podcast or, you know,
a YouTube channel.
You should speak in front of more people. So we're doing that because if we're good at it, that's obviously something that we're gifted with. So we're going to use that gift and share it with you guys.
Right. All right. So we were going to make a video like a month or two ago discussing what defines American culture, and I asked my Instagram followers what they think defines American culture, and that was when we were going to make the video, but you know, life happened. But we're making it now, okay? So I asked Instagram, and we're going to be just going through them together and just reflecting on them, seeing if we agree, disagree, how we feel, you know, all that good jazz. All right. So like I said, I asked Instagram, what do you think defines American culture? So the first response we got was eating sleep for dinner just to afford an education. First of all, yes, not being able to afford real meals while you are fighting to get a college education is a real thing. Like, if you're in college, it's everywhere on the internet. Even if you're not in college, if you are living that life, you're broke. Okay, you're not eating. You need to go to the dollar store, get you some ramen noodles, pack of 6 for $1. That's treasure in college, okay? Like, really. And that definitely is American culture.
Or just like, even if you know you have it, or you're going somewhere one day for any freaking reason at all, so you go to sleep early so that you can hurry up and get to the next day. That's another example of like eating sleep for dinner. And I feel like I've been in that situation before where I knew that I was about to, you know, eat the next day for free, so I didn't eat the night before because I ain't had no money to eat.
Right. Like, you got that, if you're lucky, you get that meal plan. And, you know, but our meal plan was so lenient. I know there's some meal plans that are what, like 3 swipes a day?
I've had that
or
before.
Like 2 swipes a day or something like that. Like, I was grateful. Anyway, next. The next response was inability to take responsibility for our own actions / the blame game. And we wrote down some of our thoughts. What did we say?
Some good points.
Oh, yeah. Us being Americans, we're so used to just like the instant gratification and satisfaction of just like taking things from people, not having to work from anything. I know there's literally like a chimney sweeper on the roof right now.
I've never
like,
seen that in real
like,
life.
motherfucker, is that Mary Poppins? That's not Mary Poppins. What is it?
Babe, I don't know.
Like with the chimney sweepers. That's Mary Poppins, right? And the fact that we get so easily frustrated and easily angered when we don't get those things, like,
oh yeah,
it's like we automatically have this hatred and this anger and this just negative drive in us, and it's just like sickening, honestly.
It's so easy for us to get upset than it is to actually fix
the problem. Right. Ridiculous.
It's like we have no type of patience whatsoever
when it comes to anything,
and especially if it's something that's glorified in media, we gotta have it
immediately. And if we don't got it, we gotta find the quickest way to get it, not the right way or the best way, the quickest way.
That doesn't necessarily have anything but with why don't we take responsibility, but
right, like
shows
we just
the instant, you know, gratification thing.
The next one was that that American culture takes from other cultures, makes it as fake as possible, and then slaps American on it. Yes, like that is absolutely American culture. American culture being, you know, defined as this diverse thing, this, you know, melting pot, whatever. It's just an excuse for us to take and say that we have some kind of influence on it, or like
absolutely. Even there's been some like controversy in recent years about African Americans and actual people from the continent of Africa saying that African Americans are culturally appropriating African culture by wearing like dashikis
or headscarves, shit like that.
Right. So that's another open discussion that we want to have with you guys. What do you guys feel about African Americans
appropriating African culture? Like, honestly, honest to God, if you feel like we are appropriating African culture right now, put it in our comments. Educate us, like, because obviously we're doing it right now and we're speaking on this topic how we are ignorant to the subject or uneducated on how it is, like, or how African culture really influences us in America, or how it does not. So why are you looking at me like that?
You're so smart.
You're so smart. What else did we say? Oh, the best example that, well, she actually gave this example, Halloween. What were you saying about it?
How it's okay if we, you know, dress as other cultures, or appropriate other cultures on this one specific day, but any other day it's not okay.
And I was actually in this class where we had this whole entire, like, what do they call, scholarly article, is that what they're called? Like those long ass shit, academic journal. My dumb ass. This is how you know it's been so long since I've been in college. Academic journal, like 30 pages on how Halloween and its weight in racial issues or racial portrayal, I guess. And there was this guy, or this one part that stuck out to me, and he was saying how Halloween is a time where you can be free and you can truly express yourself. But mind you, this article was on like racial exploitation. So he was referring to, you know, dressing up in blackface or dressing up as a Native American or like stuff like that, and saying that Halloween is an excuse for you to do those things, and you can say it's you being free or expressing yourself. And it's like, that totally is not the case, like, at all.
Right.
We cannot just use a holiday to say I can dress however I want and say that's me being free. How am I gonna dress up like...
But that's what American culture is.
Right, that is what American culture is, and it's sad because how are we that brainwashed into thinking that that is the case? Like, it's not the case. And I guess that is why actually people get so angry on a day-to-day basis seeing like just everyday cultural appropriation. Like, and I understand it, because seeing or reading that article, it's like, how do you not see that you saying that is an issue?
Right.
And yeah, the next one was denial.
Now, babe, would you like to elaborate on that more?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. What do you think defines American culture? Denial. Denial of what? Denial of us taking from other cultures. Denial of what has made American culture, like slavery.
Yeah, denial
or like,
of institutions.
I don't know.
And
I do think
institutions are instilled, almost like inherited like a gene.
Right. Like denial that African Americans are at the bottom of the food chain. Like, I do think American culture can represent denial. Absolutely. I just don't know what this person meant in this context or how they wanted to elaborate on it.
An overarching theme that we get here, and when we talk about American culture, is just the pure fact that racism is still a conversation, and it's a continuous conversation, and it's a redundant conversation, and it's a type of conversation that we have to input basically in every single one of these questions to define what American culture is.
Right.
Back when I was taking African American history with Dr. Manuel Scott, shout out to her.
Plug.
But she was talking and defining American culture in the sense of whiteness versus blackness, that these two instances, they coexist, and you cannot have one without the other. It's like an inverse relationship.
Yes.
Type situation.
Yes. And honestly, it's needed. Like, we could never, well, yes we could. I was gonna say we can never have a world that is truly 1000% deeply equal, and we're still having to say I'm white and I'm black, because in that case it won't even matter, not in the least bit, what you identify as your race. But at the end of the day, that is always going to be a part of our culture, just because it is so deeply instilled, the idea of a race or the idea of a group of peoples. The next one was superficial friends and social media presence over vulnerability with real people.
No, explain that.
And that's just, I mean, I feel like that speaks for itself. Just like the idea that social media is becoming so prominent that we lack actual real relationships that allow us to be vulnerable. I feel like the technology is just a part of American culture, but it's how you're using it. People are not using social media well, but if you are, that is a perfect chance to connect to people that you don't necessarily get to see on a daily basis, or you get to, like, you know, establish these relationships with people you would never even see. And Baby was saying that even itself makes those vulnerable moments with real people even more, like, impactful, more memorable, hold more weight, you know, good shit like that. The next one I feel like was the most interesting, and it was peace. What defines American culture? Peace. I don't know what this intention was, what like the person meant when they were saying it, but I didn't get it. In theory, yes, I feel like America, I was telling Baby this, like, I feel like America is the perfect place to practice peace and equality. Like, it is in theory, because we have races from all over the world. Right. We hear languages that we, like, I feel like I hear a new language every single day. Like, there's different people everywhere, and we are still hating people based on skin. Like, do you know how sad that is? Like, we have this opportunity to be a truly diverse and knowledgeable and impactful group of people as a human race, and we're letting, like, language barriers get in the way. Like, it just seems so fucking silly, you know? What do you feel?
I really didn't understand the peace one, so no comment, because I would need you to elaborate more on what you mean by that. I said peace in the sense that everyone can express themselves freely. I know some more than others, some significantly less than others, but yeah, the fact that we have freedom of expression, and there's, like, not that opportunity in other places around the world. So
what we're gonna do is film a part 2 to this. Yeah, like, I didn't realize that us explaining these answers and that we would get this much into depth, but I do want y'all to hear what we have to say about all the responses. So I think we just gonna make a part 2.
Part 2.
If y'all like this, thumbs up, and that'll let us know for real if y'all want to see a part 2. Like,
because
thumbs
if
this
not,
up
we're not even gonna record.
I know, like, because we like doing the videos like this. I like y'all responding and us being able to explain it. So if y'all like that, if y'all like hearing what we gotta say, you're so fucking rude.
I'm tired.
But yeah, and we'll see you in part 2. Thank y'all for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, and
Peace,
all
love,
that
and
good
positivity.
shit. Peace,
to
love,
you
positivity, and also
your
happiness.
energy in your existence.
Look at all these beautiful green trees. I hope this.
trees.
We look good. I hope, if in the least, that y'all are happy that we look this good. Like,
We've been glowing because, you know, we've been glowing. That's all you need to know.
and I'm just sweating, so that's probably it.